It's a lovely Tuesday, and welcome to our morning session. So, today we are supposed to take workplace peak performance, but due to popular demand, we'll be looking back at entrepreneurship series on the critical business questions on assets number 4. Now, after yesterday's exposition on assets, talking about leadership and competence. By popular demand, I've been asked to please throw more light on people being the most veritable asset of any organization. So that's what I want to do right now. So, how can you optimize people as your most critical assets in any organization? So we begin first by saying that first, you have to create a conducive environment for people to work. Conducive means a place that is serene enough to support both intellectual and emotional activities. Number two, you need to structure your environment. By structure means everybody knows what to do, when to do, with what to do, and where to do. And in case it's not done when it has to be done, there is a flag up for which the situation can be remedied and the person could be disciplined. That's much later. Then you need to put systems. You need to clearly define the different arms and units that are working for one corporate objective. Different departments, units, and all that. You need to put it in place. You need to put processes, the standard operating procedure, the workflow manual, and all that into play. The position description, so that everyone knows where they are. People function more effectively and efficiently when they are in a structured environment, very structured environment. Then number three, you need to put people in a resourced environment. Resourced means at least 80% of the tools and materials they need to use to work has to be available. We are talking about people motivation, people and team motivation, as a matter of fact. So, as much as possible, 80% at least. If you can't make it 80, make it 70, so that the remaining 30% people can improvise. There is room for improvisation, as a matter of fact. I remember when I was in the paid employment, I do a lot of improvisations, okay? But it's not everybody that will have the initiative to do those improvisations. So as much as possible, try to provide, working tools for people. Let it be a fully resourced environment. Then you now go to an environment that is enabling. Now, when an environment is enabling, it means that certain things are put in place to facilitate, to boost performance. Remember, we're talking about peak performance. Now, the critical thing about it is, number one, training. You provide training for people, both internal and external training. You also encourage people to go for formal kinds of trainings, like people can go for academic training and people can go for professional trainings. Now, I know that there are companies that might not sponsor you to go for academic training, but they will give you the time. I also know that there are companies that will sponsor you to go for professional training and even pay for it. Yes. Sponsorship that they are registering you on behalf of the company and even go ahead to pay, the financial involvement in it, so that you can be better equipped to function better for that company. So that on its own is fantastic. So you encourage people. Then on people's welfare, things that has to do with making sure that you're paying people right for the values that they create. Then incentives to also facilitate people giving more, especially those who are giving more time than, like I remember those days we used to have what we call, it used to be called overtime, but it was turned to inconvenient allowances, all right? Then you look at people's welfare, support systems, people like loans, monies that people can access to support them, house rent, children's school fees. There could be windows where these things can be taken care of, either as loans or even grants, depending. All right. Then, excuse me. Then you move further to mentorship. There are companies that have taken up the game that understand that for you to retain company culture, what you need to do is to assign certain staff to certain top management, for the purpose of mentorship. It's not just about supervising them for the results you want them to produce for the company, but you're interested in their career paths. okay, or even succession plan for the company. So just like you have management trainees who come to, understudy and learn management of a company vis-a-vis positioning to take over the management of the company in the nearest future. So also should we, as a matter of fact, make mentorship a culture. Now, time is running. Then there should be a feedback system where people should be able to give their own ideas so that the processes are not just what management is thinking, because people input is very important. 360 from all angles, feedback to improve processes and peak performance. Then finally, equal opportunity, a place where people know that they are recognized for their values, okay, and they get recognition for that and they are rewarded for it. Not people where mediocrity or mediocres are sentimentally recognized above people who actually add intangible value. That is for people focus. Then I said all about people is all about leadership, because that leadership is that ability to inspire people to a dream, the can-do spirit that you can do it, to motivate people. That is the work of leadership. So leadership, that ability to inspire people around a business idea, like I said, okay, to show direction, break down the roadmap through perspectives and strategies. Now, to organize in terms of the structures and systems, that are, and the procedures and the processes that are supposed to guide a corporate advancement. And then finally, to groom leaders, just like your management training, who are supposed to take over the company in the nearest future. So this is just the little I can say for now. I do hope that those are requested that I delved more into this have gotten something out of it. So thank you, and do have a lovely Tuesday till we meet again in the evening for our evening session. Bye for now.